do the hard things first. So this kind of goes back to what we were talking about before. That's super simple, but it also makes everything that you do later in the day just seem easier.
So often we do all the easy things first, and then we're stuck with the hard one, and then we do our best to try and avoid it, and then it doesn't get done. And then we're like, well, there's not enough time to finish it now. And so we don't end up doing it. And then that screws up our next day.
Oh, yeah. And there's that dread of having to do it. So just get it over with, right?
Oh, my God. Yes, they say when you're, especially when it comes time to make a decision or to decide something or whatever, and you put it off, all you've done is make it 90% more likely that you're never going to make that decision in the first place, by not making it. So we think, well, I'll put it off until, okay, you're almost guaranteeing you're going to be pushing and procrastinating it down the line forever, because it becomes so much more unbearable with the weight, mental weight that you're adding to it. It just feels like a huge task by the time you are actually going to get around to doing it.